Happy hump day, everybody. Happy Wednesday.
He's got away with the words. There's no question of that.
We're back with you again for our halftime report for this week, and we're just thrilled to be able to have this opportunity to do this. Ken, get us started. What's new this week? What do we need to talk about?
Well, so first of all, I want to thank you for your continued support, financial support of the work of the church. It's amazing to us how you all have been able to continue to do that, and we're so grateful, and to God be the glory. And want to encourage you as God leads you and as you're able to continue to do that, because it does enable us to continue to do the work of the church. Grateful for your presence with us in worship this past Sunday as well, and we pray that God is speaking to you and giving you comfort through those times of worship. I want to thank my brother Stephen for his work on these videos. He just keeps getting better and better, and we're so grateful to have people who have good wisdom. And we're looking for ways to get more of our family involved in worship, and in the coming weeks you'll begin to see that take place as well. I want to remind you real quick about a project that's going on. Some of you may or may not have heard about it. Some of our folks are making masks for Vidant Hospital here in Washington. As you know, there's a shortage of those things, and they've asked for some help with that. And our own Eilene Jacobs is coordinating with Becky Tingen on this. If you have a gift of sewing and an opportunity to do that, I want to encourage you, if you can, to help with that. And I would encourage you to contact Eilene for more information about that. There's also a link about this on our web page, so we invite you to go there and to take a look at that as well. I think that's all this.
Just want to stay in touch with things that are going on our website. We're using our website to get a lot of news out there, a lot of links out there, so just stay informed through that method. And through the church office here, we're staying open till noon on most days.
Monday to Thursday. We will not be open on Friday, though. If you need anything, and there's nobody here in the office, you do have our numbers on the front of the bulletin, and we encourage you to call if you need anything. But we'll be working Monday to Thursday, 9 to 1 here in the office.
I did want to say that this coming Sunday would be the first Sunday of a new month. It's Palm Sunday. Usually we would have communion as part of our worship service if we were gathered together. Unfortunately, we cannot do communion through the internet with you at home, but there's a way in which we can share a meal together. We call that a love feast. So what I'd like to encourage you to do is to have either breakfast together at the table while you're watching the worship service, or if it's lunchtime or dinner time or whatever time it may be, even snack time, that may be a good idea to watch the service while we're doing that. We'll have a way in which we can pray over that meal together and just symbolically have a meal together as we worship. It's called a love feast. So look forward to doing that with you this Sunday as well. Beth Page wanted me to remind you also that Right Now Media offers us as a church a lot of opportunities to see Christian content as we're in our homes. I don't know if it's a good idea for us to be in front of the television all the time when we're at homes, but if you need that content, I know there's a lot of wonderful things through Right Now Media. You can contact her or give us or shoot me an email. I'll be happy to help you sign up if you haven't for that already. Another thing through our website that we're keeping available, or that we've started this week, is the ability to let prayer requests come in through a form on our website. So just as you signed up for One Call Now, or shoot us other messages through our church website at fumcw.com, you can also see a link to send us prayer requests, and those will come to Ken and I. So we would love to hear what's on your mind and hearts during this time as well. Ken, last week we asked for those of you to send us stuff about what's going on with you, what's keeping us sane, what's keeping us in relationship with one another. We've got a couple of really fun, interesting comments back from those of you.
Sure do.
You want to share those?
Yeah, sure do. First of all, we've got a comment back from our brother Curtis, Brookshire, and I love what he said. He said, how am I redeeming the time during this pause in our lives? Probably like most people, I'm taking time to do a lot of reading, reducing clutter, and starting to work more outdoors. He talked about reading Adam Hamilton's book, The Walk. We had started a study prior to all of this, and Curtis has been faithful to finish that, and he's letting us know that he is working on doing a better job of practicing the 5 essential practices. He said the book encouraged me to reach out to people I haven't contacted in a long time, and it's encouraging how the communion of the saints really seems to be working, and that is good news. And we thank you for sharing that, Brother Curtis. Also, we heard from Pam Huss, and she's informed us that she and her granddaughter Naomi have been making scrunchies during this time. I don't know if you know what a scrunchie is, but that's she said this: if you're not sure what a scrunchies are, take a look at the next ponytail you see and check out the big ruffle around a teenager or an older person's ponytail, and you'll get to see a scrunchie. The way things are going, and the longer that Grape Clips stays closed, Pam, I might need one of those.
Me too.
Probably not for here. It's kind of bald, but maybe for my beard. But it's good to hear that you're doing something with your family. That's a wonderful thing to do. Pam wants you to know if you need any particular color of scrunchie, just to give them a call, and they've got some material. So that's a wonderful thing, and we're grateful that you are sharing that with us, and encourage you to continue to do those things that keep your hearts and minds in the knowledge and love of God and one another. Just keep hanging on. I read the end of the book that we share, the Bible, and guess what, friends? We win. So let's just continue to live like the winners we are, even in this time of trial. The question of the week for this week that Stephen and I would like to hear from you on is what are your favorite Easter memories? What are those things about Easter that really resonates with you, that makes you feel wonderful? There's a picture somewhere in our stash over in the house in Chocowinity of a year that Carrie had made dresses, identical dresses for she and Ingrid, and they're standing in front of a big blooming, I guess it was a dogwood, there in the churchyard at St. Paul's Church in Maxton where we were serving, and it was just a precious picture. And I think back on that, we took it at Easter, and as I think back on that, that's really a precious memory, and I'm grateful to have it and have video or have pictorial evidence of it at the same time. Stephen, what's a favorite memory for you?
I think the warmer weather and being able to just get outside during that time. Easter, when it comes early, you don't always get to do that, but I can think back to our church Easter egg hunts and stuff growing up, and finding some good treasures in that when I was a little one. Unfortunately, we can't do an Easter egg hunt this year together as a church, but some of those earliest memories as a kid, being able to get outside and pick flowers and putting them on the church cross, those sorts of things. I just really loved, really enjoyed being able to get back outside after you've been cooped up for so long. But speaking of picture evidence and video evidence, we do want to encourage you, since we're doing this in video format, if you have a response to this question and you're tech savvy where you can record yourself on your phone with a video response to that, you can send that to us as well. We'd love to. I know that there's many of you that look a lot better in person than Ken and I, and so, and especially me. So I think people would like to see your faces more than us.
Absolutely.
But if you want to take a video of your response, or email it in, whichever, we will be happy to put it in the video for you. So we're coming closer to Easter. Do we have any plans or any thoughts about that so far? What we may be able to do or
we're still working on that. Given the current situation and given projections, we're working on something for Easter. We're going to have Easter. It'll probably be online, but it's going to be Easter to remember, and we hope you'll be with us. And we'll be talking to you more about it in the days ahead.
Well, that reminds me, Ken, that I remember when I was back in college having a final exam, surprise extra bonus question was, how does the date of Easter determined?
What?
And I could not answer that question. I did not know even how Easter was determined each year. But after that, I know it's the first Sunday after the first full moon of the spring equinox.
What?
But that just reminds me that also, since we have a weird way of determining what day Easter is, every Sunday is a little Easter. And so that makes me think that whenever that day is, that glorious day is when we are able to get back together as a church family, that will be an Easter day. That will be a day of resurrection for us. And I look forward to that too. So even though we may have to go online for a time, there's an Easter day approaching where we will get back together and have a resurrection day.
And we passing the peace that day, it may go a while. So that'll be all right too. But in the meantime, know that we love you and we think of you and pray for you all the time. And we pray that you will do the same. Check on one another, pray for one another, and for the church and for people everywhere as we seek to be God's people in a really unique situation. But we look forward to talking to you again real soon. But God bless you.
Lord be with you.